Hossam was an incredible journalist, 23 years old, from Beit Hanoun, who was one of the very few journalists who remained in the north throughout Israel's 17-month genocidal assault. And his ability to cover one of the most brutal military campaigns in recent history was almost beyond comprehension. He was witness to untold suffering and death almost every single day. He was often hungry. He didn't have enough food. He told me he was displaced 20 times. He didn't have anywhere to sleep. He was exhausted. And he buried many friends and many of his journalist colleagues over this time. He himself was wounded in an Israeli airstrike. Despite all of this, he somehow managed to continue reporting relentlessly every single day, and he was killed. And I think we have to be very clear, Hossam was deliberately killed. He was assassinated by the Israeli military. The Israeli military has openly admitted to this. They call him a terrorist, and they said, quote, "Don't let the press vest fool you." Okay? This is what it's come to, and Israel has a long history of killing journalists, especially Palestinian journalists, with impunity. But often what we've seen in the past is either they deny that they're responsible for killing them, or they'll say there was some sort of collateral damage, they didn't mean it, or they'll claim that the journalist, what we started to see was the journalist was a terrorist and a militant after the fact. But what was different this time is that Hossam and 5 other journalists in October were placed on essentially a hit list by the Israeli military, calling them militants, calling them terrorists, and saying they were going to kill them, basically. Hossam at the time said that he felt like he was being hunted. And as you mentioned, this is a 23-year-old who wrote a letter knowing that it would be published after his death, that opened with, "If you're reading this, it means I have been killed, most likely deliberately targeted by the Israeli occupation forces," and it ends with these words, and I think they're important. "I ask you now, do not stop speaking about Gaza. Do not let the world look away. Keep fighting. Keep telling our stories until Palestine is free."